cut this off early.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Big up to Kelkster, back on, Tuesday. We never get Wednesdays done here. For Whining Tuesday. There's not a lot to whine about, but as Kelkster said off camera, we are professionals, we will find something. So, big up to Kelkster. I said off camera, this is probably the only thing I can complain about, if I'm being honest. Donnarumma, woeful on that corner, and I've seen a lot of people complain, calling it a free kick or Donnarumma was arm locked, yada yada. He was barely touched. Yeah, on one photo, on a still image, it looks bad. But if you look at the clip, he was barely touched. You're allowed to challenge your goalkeeper. Donnarumma punched it poorly.
Yep.
It is what it is. We won the game. But that was poor goalkeeping by Donnarumma. So I think we'll start off there. How do you feel about your American GOAT scoring against us?
So typical, right? They always score their first goals against City. But nah, Tyler Adams, I think he's found a good spot at Bournemouth. He is one of our better players. You know, that's not saying very much because we know American players are not the greatest, but he is our captain, and he has faced some adversity. He had if you want to hear a speech where a reporter was trying to bait him, and he just completely just owned the guy right back. Go look up his press conference before the Iran game in the 2002 World Cup. Yeah, this guy tried to bait him into saying negative things, and he was, and it was trying to make him feel like a little man or something like that. And Tyler Adams just handled it so calm and collected and real smooth talker. But no, I'm happy to see him do well in the Premier League, just because I do have a dream someday of America being good at football.
I have a
dream.
Right
now it's just American football and apparently baseball, but I don't want to talk about that. But now, that just seems typical. But no, that was a great game from City. I thought Pep had a master class of a tactical plan, and it was executed brilliantly. And I love this Foden Cherky thing. I guess if people really want to whine, if you go to Twitter after the game, people were whining about Savinho, and I didn't get that. I was like, why?
I think here's the problem. Though. When you're winning 3-1 and you come on as a substitute, your job is not to score a goal, it's to play the game out. So Savinho's job wasn't to get the ball in the box and score, it was waste time. And he did that. So
and he still created some chances for Rangers who didn't put him away. So even as shit as he was, quote unquote, he could have had 2 assists. I don't get the hate for him. I don't think he's been performing this season, but I really think people are letting that whole situation from the summer just cloud their judgment on him. I think he's still a good player, and I'm not ready to give up on him yet. But I do, at the same time, I do expect him to start getting better. You know, this is his second year in the team. So yeah, expectations do go up. And we saw last year, even on a terrible team, he did create quite a few chances. He had 9 or 10 Premier League assists. Those are good numbers for me for a kid in his first season, who he was in and out of the lineup a lot. So I think he can build on that and, get some more assists, and he hasn't shown it yet, but
apparently America is also good at ice hockey. I'm not sure about that. Can you confirm?
Yeah, we're pretty good. That's a Canadian sport though. Canada came up with it. So, but for some odd reason, so the hockey league is the NHL. That's what they call it, the National Hockey League. It's teams in America and in Canada, and it's very interesting how they do it. And for some odd reason, the Canadian teams haven't won in 25 years. It's all been American teams. Sadly, not the team I support. My team is garbage.
All your teams are garbage somehow, except Man City. Luckily, you've got at least one team. You go over the sea, and it's all great. But no, that's not too weird. I mean, maybe America is a bit different because you're a fucking continent. But over here in Belgium and Netherlands, there's actually been a lot of talk about our unified Beneliga. So Belgium and Netherlands and Luxembourg are in a union called the Benelux.
The Benelux, yeah.
So there's been a lot of discussion about unifying our football leagues because the Belgian league and the Luxembourgian league aren't really you've got big teams in Belgium, but you don't have the smaller teams aren't really quite there. So there's been a lot of talk about unifying that. It will never happen because the politicians are fucking woeful. But I
That's
don't
the
think
same
it's that
everywhere.
great. Yeah, that's the one thing everyone can agree with, except North Koreans.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe.
We don't encourage that because we would, we know what happens when you do that. We don't want to do that. There's probably some other countries too, but we don't need to.
Yeah.
We're not the geopolitics section of this stream yet, so we'll wait till we get there.
Not yet. But yeah, no, back to Savio. We went from Savio to geopolitics. Welcome to this stream.
Wow.
Back to Savio. No, I think he played just fine for what he was coming on to do. I think people, you said it yourself, it's because of what happened in the summer, and it's because they expect him to do something coming off the bench for 5 minutes. By the way, I'm just pointing this out. When Sherky was coming off the bench for 5 minutes, people were saying that Pep is wasting him. But when Savio comes off the bench for 5 minutes, people complain he doesn't score or assist.
Yeah, I think people just need to sort their priorities out. There's just been talk that there's always like a punching bag on the team every season. There's, it was Raheem Sterling for a while. It's been Riyad Mahrez in the past. I think this season it's just Savinho, unfortunately. Last season, who was it? Gundogan, or there's a bunch of them.
Gundogan, Silva, De Bruyne, even Diaz, Josko for a while.
I kind of led the Akanji hate bandwagon, but I don't even think I would. I don't know. Good luck to Akanji. That's all I'm going to say is good luck to you. He seems like he's doing very well in Inter Milan, and so good for him.
You know what the thing is, shit, though? That this is the problem. Like there's roots to it, yeah? Savio is not playing well. Let's be honest. He's not playing at the Man City level. He's a young player, so that's true. But at some point, you have to start performing. I think he's older than Doku. I could be wrong there. He's older than he's older than O'Reilly. That's who he's older than.
Yeah, yes. Out of the three that are now called BDS, Bob, Doku, Savinho. Savinho's the youngest. Oscar Bob, I think is in the middle. Doku is the oldest, and he's had the most time at the team. Because, let's be real, Oscar Bob, I know he was playing with the first team the same season Doku showed up, but Oscar Bob wasn't playing a lot. He had that, he did have that moment at Newcastle, but he didn't play a lot that season. I think he only had 900 minutes or something like that. That's not a lot of football. And then he missed basically all of last season. So he may be older, but he has the least amount of experience. And so
my thing is, I don't mind Doku. I mind Doku. I don't mind Savio. I don't mind Bob. I don't mind young players, but you need experience there. And I've said this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
If Savio left, and I think Savio should have left, sell Savinho and get a more experienced player in there who can do that role for 2 or 3 years. What the club is doing is the club is saying, no, Savinho is staying because in 4 or 5 years he will be a top level player, and when he's a top level player, we'll have him for 6 years. That's fine. I get that's fine to do, but you need an experienced player there. Do I doubt that Savinho and Bob will be top level players in 4 or 5 years? I don't. I just doubt that we should be waiting that long when we have all the money in the world.
Also, we're getting to the point where we need to get the experience because Erling Haaland is about to come into his prime, and you don't want to waste his prime on a whole bunch of project players. But to be honest, though, when I'm thinking about it, that formation we played against Bournemouth, I'm really interested to see Oscar Bob in that role, the inverting winger, because I love Oscar Bob in tight spaces, and I think there's going to be plenty of those. I mean, I know Bournemouth were wide open, but that formation against a team that does play a little a deeper of a block, I think Oscar Bob could really thrive in that, because that's kind of what he did in the academy. He was more of a midfielder, and he excelled in that. I think he was EDS player of the season or something. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it was just Man City EDS player of the season or something before he got called up to the first team. But that would be interesting to see him in this formation. I know maybe if we did it against I know it's not for like another month, but like Leeds United, like throw him into that game in that role, and let's see what he can do. I think that suits his skill set. And then people are saying the same thing about Doku. They're like, Doku looks better when he comes inside. So maybe just none of them are touchline wingers. And that's why they've all looked terrible at it. And then when you let them like play more to their strengths by tucking inside.
Well, no, because we've seen Savio be a very good touchline winger, crossing in balls to Haaland when he played on the left.
He might be the only one who excels at that then.
But no, when he played on the left. And
Doku, when he played on the left, he had great crosses coming in. And that's where he got most of his assists. I think 7 or 8 of his assists were from the left.
And he played most of his games on the right. So he got most of his assists from the left, despite playing there the least. And when you look at Doku's best games for Man City, bar this season, they all came from the right. West Ham in the 4-beat season. West Ham again, actually, the next season, before we fell off.
And
Bournemouth, I was going to say, he played half that game on the right side of the pitch. And I think he got half his GA from the right-hand side. His best games have come from the right, in my opinion. This season, his best games have come from the left. But that's because he's inverting. He's not playing as a touchline winger on the left. He's inverting from the left.
He hasn't been as effective when he's been asked to be a touchline winger from the left.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, both of these players, though, Savio and Doku, have played games on the right as a touchline winger or as the left as a touchline winger and been bored. And that's okay because they're young and they're going to be inconsistent. But the problem is the majority of their games have been on the other side. For some, I don't know, for some reason they were playing on the other side of the pitch, which makes sense if you invert, but they weren't inverting. So they were playing as touchline wingers on their wrong side, and nothing was coming off from either of them.
Ooh. Sorry, I have the game on.
What game
Frankfurt
are you watching?
almost scored a goal. Preview for later.
What game are you watching?
It's the Napoli-Frankfurt game on. And Frankfurt just had a really good shot on target, but it was right at the keeper. And it was a pretty easy save for him. Really nice cross into the box.
Conte in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, their keeper, the Tim Howard lookalike, speaking of Americans, this guy is giving me major Tim Howard vibes with his bald head and gigantic beard. Just made a good save, but it was right at him and he just popped it up in the air.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the wingers, honestly, that's not my biggest complaint for this game. You can complain in general, but for this game, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care really.
Like I said, we'd find something to complain about. We always do. This is a whining show after all.
If we're going to talk about wingers, Shetky played as a winger, technically. He was brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, God, he was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the role he played at Lyon. Like, he was a right winger, but he would tuck inside.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a glazing streak now. So, Ryan Shetky, he's got an incredible first touch. He's incredible under pressure. Look at the assist, his first assist to Haaland. The way the ball comes into him, he's running onto the ball to get a header. He has to jump, heads the ball into the path of Haaland, who's behind him. So he has to know Haaland is behind me. He has to know how much he needs to put on the ball, heading it into the path of Haaland. All of that in a moment. He does that, gets the ball, boom, gets the ball perfectly into Haaland's path, and Haaland does what Haaland does. Shetky celebrates at the halfway line. That is a ridiculous assist. I don't see people talking about that assist. That was ridiculous. Not the execution, maybe. The execution might be easy, but the vision for that assist to know, okay, I'm going to come onto this ball, I'm going to head it behind me, I'm going to head it into the path of my striker. I know where he's going to be. I don't need to see him. That is unreal. That is just unreal. His second assist, I think, was technically fine. The vision, I think, wasn't as difficult, but the technicality on that pass, it just comes perfectly for Haaland. What a pass. And he did it earlier in the game as well at 0-0. I think 4 minutes into the game, Shetky picked up the ball on the right wing, tried to play it into Haaland, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Senesi. Went in for that challenge, got the ball, just before Haaland got onto that. But that was a De Bruyne-esque ball as well, the way it went up the pitch and came back. Senesi had to make a very good challenge to stop Haaland from being through after just 5 minutes. Sherky was just constantly pumping that defense. There were moments there where he was combining with Foden. He's so smooth, he's so silky on that pitch. Foden, I think, played well as well. But their relationship, it's already, you can see the Club World Cup, the assist he gave. That was a ridiculous assist as well. He's got this stuff in his locker, and he does it with ease. He just turns it on. His dribbling, it's not Doku, but his dribbling is comfortable. He's comfortable on the ball. He doesn't lose the ball a lot for a creator. This is an elite player. This is a genuinely generational player.
Yeah, in the making. Yeah, I think Pep will just refine him because he was doing this stuff for Lyon. I am shocked that he was available. And for that price too, like that could go down as one of the biggest bargains like that this club has ever made. 30 million like quid. That's like what, or 35 million euro. I don't know exactly what the figures, maybe 40 million euros. I don't know what the exact conversion rate is, but that's a steal, absolute steal. And one thing that's also great about him is he's 2-footed. Like you can't tell what, like, I don't even know, like his left foot's his stronger foot. I'm like, what? It's like Vardiol. It's like, no, this guy is not a lefty. He's a righty. Like you can't tell. And that's going to confuse the heck out of like these defenders. Cause they, if you're predictable with one foot, somebody can just, easily block that, like block the passing path or like block where you're going. You can't do that with Cherki because he can do either foot and he can spray from either side. They're going to have to start double teaming him to kind of try to stop him. And I was just really impressed. And to go on what you said about the chemistry that he and Foden have is like, that is insane how quickly those two look like they've synced up. If you watch all the pregame stuff, you can always see them warming up together. And it's just like a tech off, like who can be the most tricky technical, like who can do the best tricks and stuff. And maybe they've bonded over that in training. I'm not sure, but like the vision from Turkey is insane. Like we haven't seen that since De Bruyne, like prime De Bruyne, I'd say, because the past 2 seasons of De Bruyne, there were glimpses of it, but you could tell he was starting to fall off a little bit. And, that's expected with age. But it's just really exciting to see it with such a young player, brand new to the league. And he's already doing stuff like his first Premier League game, he just scores a goal. I know I know it's only Wolves, blah, blah, but still like that's, that got his confidence going. And I'm just really impressed. I'm really excited for the future. I know it's way too soon to say this, but I could see that Foden and Turkey like forming this relationship that carries us for the next 6 to 8 years. And it could be, and Jan Holland into that, we could get like vibes or, hints of like, the relationship that David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne had with Aguero. Like, I'm not going to put any pressure on them or, say that they have to be those players, but like, just like a similar setup, like, it may be from the past, but obviously it can be different with the wingers and everything. And, and I'm not going to give them any pressure to live up to those players. I want them to be themselves, but I just really like what I've seen so far. And I think that was their first Premier League start together. And to be that on sync with each other was just really impressive and something I never could have predicted.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, Sherky, I mean, if you look at Sherky, the way he plays, I think he's more similar to David Silva than he is to De Bruyne, because a lot of people say he's the De Bruyne replacement.
He's got the vision of De Bruyne, but
yeah,
I think Foden is turning into a David Silva, like similar role. Not, I'm not going to say same level of player yet, but he's kind of giving me those. I think more Foden is than Turkey.
I think, to be honest, Foden is closer to Bernardo Silva than he is to David Silva. He's got like that, the way Foden just moves the ball is kind of like Bernardo Silva. He's not really like Bernardo Silva, the way he plays. But he's not like David Silva either, the way he plays. But the way he moves the ball, the way he dribbles, I feel like is closer to Bernardo. His passing from Foden, I don't really know who to compare that to. I don't feel like it's similar to David Silva. It's good, but it's not like David Silva, I think. Sherky, his passing, I feel like is kind of like David Silva, especially the way he crosses a ball. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know who I'd compare Foden to. I think Foden is different from anyone we've ever had, to be honest.
Foden, he can just be the first Phil Foden,
Yeah.
and in 10 years or 15 years from now, we'll say we'll say the next player is going to be you're like the Phil Foden regen, like we'll let him develop his own players. Like he's had so many mentors over the years. He's had
Yeah, I mean,
he's had De Bruyne, he's had Gundogan, he's had Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and he can just take pieces from all of them and just become his own super
yeah,
player.
He's had a national team as well, by the way, a lot of players around him that are just completely different. So I think Foden has been morphed by so many players who are at world-class level, but in different ways. That it's kind of a blend of everyone. It's not really like any one particular player. It's like a blend of them all. That does mean he's better than them. Hopefully he does become that, but it's like a blend of them, I think, in style. I think Foden, by the way, was brilliant again today. He got an assist. He should have.
So good.
Actually, before we talk about Foden's assist, let's talk about Doku's assist, which was robbed. Nico Gonzalez fucking gets the ball, steps around the entire bottom of the midfield, threads it through to Doku. Doku takes on his man, I can't remember who it was, gets past him, passes the ball into Haaland's path, Haaland one-on-one. You'd expect him to score. It's kind of a shitty shot. Haaland should have scored that. That would have been a brilliant goal and a hat-trick.
Yeah, we've said that a couple times this season about Haaland. Like, he's already scoring at this crazy clip, but there's at least like 5 or 6 goals he's left on the table. Like 1v1s too. I'm like, bruh.
Each time when he's on a brace, by the way.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get mad at him because he's definitely carrying the scoring load. But we did get a goal from somebody not named Erling Haaland, so that's pretty impressive.
It's still second highest top scorer, so.
Oh well, yeah, we'll see how long that is.
That's until the end of the season.
We need all comps to count, and then we'll have a couple of two scores.
STV can score another 2 when we play them again. So STV will end the season.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, McTominay, what a miss. Jeez, shocking.
That's his entire career, isn't it?
You look like United McTominay on that one. No, but also, if we're gonna do some glazing, I think both Nicos deserve some glazing, and Mateus Nunes. Like, I'm gonna start with Nico Gonzalez though. Like, I'm so impressed with the progress he's made. Because when you think about him at the beginning of the season, like he didn't look this good. Like he didn't look this good against Wolves. He looked awful against Spurs, and then he got benched for Brighton, and then there was that international break, and it's just ever since then, like. I think he was a little coy coming back from the break. Like he was still playing. I mean, that was when Rodri was playing a little bit more. But then when Nico came on, you could tell he was just really focusing on trying to nail down the defensive positioning. And he just started with that. He didn't worry about the passes or anything. And he got better at the defensive positioning. And then after the second international break, then he started adding the passes in. Like some of these passes he was doing against Bournemouth, I was like, whoa. Like I don't want to compare him to Rodri, but he kind of felt like Rodri in that game. And again, I'm not gonna I don't expect him to ever be Rodri. Like I want him to be his own player, and I think he's doing a very good job. And I'm just you can tell that he's listening to Pep and he's watching if you watch some of these Inside City videos, I don't know if you watch any of those. I love them; they're super fun.
I do.
Like he'll be sitting on the bike on the cooldown session, and they'll show him looking at an iPad, and he's just watching himself in the game, and maybe he's absorbing what Pep is telling him, and he's being like, I should have passed here. I should have passed there. And you can look at him. You see him scanning the pitch more. He's doing these through balls we haven't seen in because we didn't see any of those last year. You maybe got a handful of them from Kovacic the entire season. But he's getting the through balls. That little chip shot to Turkey was like, I was like, I didn't know you had that in your locker. Like, so he's starting to put it all together. And I can't believe he looks like a completely different player in a good way. And it's awesome to see.
The ball he played to Haaland as well, where Haaland, by the way, took a very good first touch on that. His shot was a bit scuffed, but the ball he chipped into Haaland, I think it was at 0-0. It was on edge of the area, just chipped the ball in over the entire defense. Haaland chested it down. Then he took a decent first touch and a scuffed shot straight at the goalkeeper. But that is also something that's just high quality he's doing. He's doing that all in one game. It's not he's doing this across 7 games. This is all in one game. If you do all of this stuff, but you do it in the course of 10 games, it's not impressive. But if you do it all in one game, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you've got a baller. I think he's been very good, Nico Gonzalez. He had a board game against Man United. A few board games before that. I think he came off the bench against Man United, but he was bored. The rest, he's been good, I think. Either good or absolutely brilliant. Bournemouth might be his best game.
I think so, yeah. And he was very good. What was it? Villarreal. That was a good game. I know it's just Swansea, but I thought he was decent in the Swansea game too. I just want to see him I want to see improvement, and then I want to see consistency. Show me go up one step, show some consistency, then go up the next step. But I'm not gonna, I think this is the first time I think I've said in 5 years that I don't feel like we're gonna lose the game if Rodri doesn't play, and I haven't felt that in a really long time. So that's just more credit to him for improving, and he's getting it's a lot of players during Rodri's tenure, Rodri doesn't play, the few games he didn't play, have gotten the chance and they haven't taken it. This guy is taking the chance, and I'm starting to dream about him and Rodri playing next to each other, because my dream would be to see the two of them, because Rodri can do the 8 role too, and just have them pick and choose who goes forward whenever they want. Because Rodri is a damn good 8 too. During his Ballon d'Or season, he was doing some box-to-box stuff too.
But
so because when Kovacic would stay back, so it'd be like the Kovacic Rodri kind of pivot, but way better. But Nico's way better than Kava, so that'd be just fun to see. But I don't know if we'll see it.
Well, don't disrespect Kovacic. He did that all pretty well, but no, I agree. Kovacic, by the way, I saw a statistic on. Sorry, not Kovacic. By the way, Kovacic is injured. We'll talk about that later.
Get well soon.
Gonzalez, I saw a statistic on him. I can't remember the exact statistic, but it was line-breaking passes. That's what it was, by midfielders in the Premier League. He was the second highest.
That's crazy.
Per game, not in general, but per game. Because if you go per general, he's not got as many, but that's because he didn't play in a few games. But yeah, he's got these line-breaking passes. He's defensively solid. He's physical. A physical player. Yay, finally. We don't have midgets in midfield. Midgets midfield.
I got some nastiness back.
Yeah, he's a nasty player, by the way. He's not this friendly guy. I'm very tired of all these friendly players on the pitch. Foden, too friendly. Haaland, let's be honest, 9 out of 10 times too friendly. If you roll him up, he'll be a cunt. But otherwise, he's also a friendly guy. Savio, Doku, Bob, they all want to be friends. Now, give me Bernardo Silva, give me Sherky, give me Kovacic, give me Rodri, give me Gonzalez. I think I said him already. But give me these guys who will knock someone out. But give me these guys who are cunts on the pitch. I like that. Sometimes in big games, you need that. And Gonzalez is one of those players, I think.
I think Ruben Diaz needs to be in that too. I know he's not a midfielder or forward player, but Ruben Diaz, I think, would be ready to knock some
backs in the world, to be fair. Have you ever met a centre back who isn't a cunt?
Bardiol.
Nah, he's a cunt. Nice. On the pitch, he's a cunt.
He's super shy. He's like the little.
He's a cunt. Nah. This is you glazing. He's a cunt on the pitch. Come on.
We're also forgetting the most feisty one of all time, the GOAT Scott Carson. Remember, he wanted to take someone out to the car park at Atletico.
Yeah, I think that's a bit different, though. I don't think you're supposed to do that after a game.
Him and Jose Mourinho waiting for people in the car park.
You need to do it on the pitch. Didn't Jose Mourinho... I remember... Didn't Jose Mourinho go to a referee in a car park after a game and start shouting at him?
There's the screen. There's the picture of him standing next to a car waiting for someone.
Yeah, no, he was waiting on a referee and he was shouting at the referee. I think that's when he was at Roma. He was shouting at the referee after a game. It was something. Big up the deal. We have to beat those frauds. Liverpool, he means. Liverpool fans are already talking as if they won the match. I've not seen any
Wow.
Liverpool fans talking arrogant, to be fair. I mean, I'm sure some Liverpool fans are, but I've not really seen any Liverpool fans be arrogant. I go into
They don't have
Captain
any
Fletch.
chest right now.
Yeah, I go into Captain Fletch, his chat a lot. He's a Liverpool fan. Big up to him, by the way. Got him to 1K. He is very scared about the Man City game, so I've not seen too much chest from any Liverpool fans, to be honest.
No. My Arsenal friend said Liverpool are going to win the game, and I'm just like,
Well. Arsenal, they've lost Eze, they've lost Rice, I believe. That might be a
Gyökeres.
benefit. Ødegaard, Gyökeres, they've lost half their squads. We lost half our
Is
squads.
Declan Rice out? I thought he was playing right now. I'm not watching that game. Like I said,
thought he was out. I might be confusing someone else.
I'll look it up. I got ESPN.
Yeah, Martinelli is out.
No,
as well.
Declan Rice is playing.
Yeah.
Or well, he started the game, but he subbed off. They've cleared their bench out now. They're putting the scrubs on. Eze's there too. He's playing right now. Apparently, Anwari started.
1 second. Let me check who's injured.
Gyökeres didn't go. Yeah, it was Gyökeres who didn't go. They've got
Martinelli out as well.
looks like Calafiore. Oh no, Calafiore's on the bench. I guess he just rotated out. But
okay,
yeah, they have
here we
most
go.
of their squad. They're just missing like what Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, who I don't think are really.
They've got Madueke out, Gyökeres out, Martinelli out, Havertz out, Ødegaard out, and Jesus out for what it's worth. So they've got some. They've got some important players now.
Crimea River. When we had all our
No. But the point is, yeah, they're going to lose one of those games because they've got 2 derbies coming up. They're going to lose one of those games. I'm telling you.
I don't know. They're probably better with Gyökeres out because that guy, I don't think he fits them at all.
Nobody fits Arsenal system.
They're playing Mikel Merino, and he has 2 goals tonight. I'm looking this. I'm not actually watching this.
But
yeah, Merino's playing false 9, and shocking. They're playing really well because that's the only way they can create chances is when they have a false 9.
Who is Arsenal playing to? Who is Arsenal playing?
Oh God, Slavia Prague.
Okay, that's
they
that's
cleaned out the bench tonight. Yeah, exactly.
I
hope you're right. I do think at some point they're gonna, we're at the point of the season where you just have to wait, and it's very hard. I know our fan base is like, oh, they're gonna break every record and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, just wait. we just have to wait. We know, like this. They're peaking in October. That's because let's be real. I don't think they conceded a single goal in the month of October. Like that's not sustainable. Like you're gonna start conceding goals. And I don't think they're still not scoring any open play goals. So at some point, those 2 fronts are going to come together and they will start dropping points. I can see them getting some draws, like 0-0 draws coming up.
I don't think they're
just not
many
showing
games.
that they're creating chances. And I think that's pretty poor.
I don't think Arsenal will lose many games. I think they'll have a lot of draws, though.
Yeah.
And draws can cost you a title. You saw it with Liverpool. And was it 18-19? They had only 1 loss. Man City lost 3 or 4.
That would even happen in 21-22.
Did they only have 1 loss that season?
No, I think they lost, but they drew a lot of games down the stretch, I think.
Yeah.
Was it that year? It was one of the years. Not maybe 21-22, I think they did have. They had like early on.
21-22, they had a lot of draws too. So, but both times Liverpool lost the title race to us. And it was because they had more draws, even though we had more losses.
Oh, wow.
So draws can cost you titles. Hello.
Yeah, 21-22. It was they like to blame the Rodri game, the Everton Rodri thing. They think that was why they lost the title, but the reality is they got a draw with Spurs at Anfield at the end of the season, and that's what cost them the title. They love to blame Rodri, the hand of Rodri for that.
I mean,
but
if
you whiny little bitches. Why didn't you just beat Spurs at Anfield? Like, it's
if
Spurs, lads. Come on.
if you want to go through every decision ever wrong by a referee, you'll find plenty of decisions that go both ways. I mean, remember 13-14, the complaining about the Sterling goal. We won that game 3-1. So if that goal was allowed, it would have been 3-2. We still win. And the game at Anfield, we had a wrongly disallowed goal too.
Yeah.
That same season. So we would have won that game if that goal was allowed. So
also, speaking of Liverpool and Anfield, they never complained about that Champions League draw we had with them where Sané had the goal ruled offside when it wasn't offside. And
yeah.
I think there was I think one of their goals was offside and it counted. This is before VAR, of course. And then VAR came the next season and promptly screwed us out of the Spurs series because I'm sorry, that's never a goal. That handball for Llorente, that's not a goal. That's just not a goal. It's just not. And
yeah, no, I agree. But that's the thing, yeah. Every team has decisions that go against them. If you think you lost the title race because of a refereeing decision, you didn't.
I think it was a refereeing decision in like February. You're trying to tell me that the league was determined in February in a game you didn't even participate in. Like, I will never listen to this argument. There's one or two Liverpool people who still harp on this. Someday I'm going to go on their channels and I will just emasculate them about it.
It's mainly who emasculates.
I will absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know what that word means?
I'm gonna, because there's some people you just can't. There's some people you just can't get through to unless you go below the belt. So
no. Do you know what the word emasculate means?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a woman. I'm petty. Okay, full-time Monopoly game.
I was thinking maybe she means eviscerate, but okay.
No, eviscerate while emasculated. Yeah, because I'm telling you, the take is so bad. You gotta get a little dirty on some of this.
Hello, Wim. Second place FC are winning. He means Arsenal, of course. Words 0010. Oh yeah, he's 0010 in the Premier League now. Starting against Real Madrid. Ben 10. Kane starting against PSG.
Yeah, PSG have a bunch of injuries too. Let me see what their lineup looks. Let me see. Lineups.
Julian Alvarez.
Actually, they've got a pretty strong team starting. They've got I guess, is Yao Neves out? Maybe he is. Yeah, Yao Neves. No, Yao Neves is on the bench. That's kind of weird. They've got a pretty strong lineup though. Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Vitinha, Ruiz, Zaire Emery, Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos, and the right back, and then Chevalier. Let's see: Harry Kane, Diaz, Gnabry, Olise, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Lamir, Upamecano, Ta, and Sistanek. Okay, yeah, their back line is shit, man. How is Bayern Munich?
On Hakimi, that has apparently been proven false. So, Jets, I suppose, to Hakimi on that one.
I'm waiting for the court decision. Yeah, that's something for me. I'm not gonna. That hits too close to home for me, so I have to. I'm very, very unobjective about it because life is.
No,
we'll just say that.
Julian Alvarez starting against Union. Bruv, Belgian football is fucked. We're going to play against Barcelona tomorrow. We're going to get spanked 4-0. Savio Smith.
Oh yeah, probably. I'm gonna gotta check the other. I'm trying to find the other. There it is. I want to see what how strong. Let's see if 0010 is starting. Oh, 0010 is starting. Salah, Ekitike, Wirtz, McAllister, Gravenberch, Sabazala. Ooh, they're going old school. Robertson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Bradley. They're going with the old lineup.
I've got a question. They benched the world-class striker.
No, he's injured.
Whatever. No agenda.
I think that's actually making life easier for Slot because he can just, and I guess you can play Wirtz on the left, but Wirtz is a mid. Oh God, they're showing Peter Schmeichel and Jamie Carragher dumping rain at Anfield.
Savio Smith.
We've
had this conversation already, but yeah, he's not good enough. But yeah, it is what it is. Big up, guys.
Wow.
Big up.
What a lineup from Real Madrid. Oh, Militao is back? I thought his career was over after having 2 ACLs.
Militao is John Stones light. He's the Real Madrid John Stones.
Mbappe, Vinicius, Goulet, Camavinga, Bellingham, Chouamani, Carreras, Houston, Militao, Valverde, and Courtois. Why the hell is Valverde playing as a right back? Dude, if we could have a Bernardo Silva replacement, his name is Federico Valverde. Bring Valverde to the Etihad, please. I would give anything for that. I will be glazing him more on that stream. Let's keep this to City. Sorry, my bad. I'll definitely I'll be glazing Valverde the whole game.
I think Valverde is a world-class midfielder. I think he's genuinely world-class.
I love that guy. He's the one I want to poach the most out of Real Madrid. If I could, they're like, oh, get Rodrigo. I'm like, no, get Valverde. I would give anything to get Valverde, but they'll never sell him, and he'll never want to leave. So that's kind of a.
Hey, you don't know. Vinicius wants to leave.
Yeah, but who cares?
Victor Gyökeres is injured. Indeed, he is.
He's also shit.
Bob is so bad. Savio is shit. Doku is inconsistent. Marmouche is rusty at the moment. Bob falls over too much. Calma, Thiel. No. I agree. Listen, Bob is not performing. Savio is not performing. Doku is inconsistent. That's why you need an experienced winger. If you have an experienced winger, it's okay to have your shitty young player who needs time. But an experienced winger gives you time. It gives the young players time. We don't have that experienced winger, so we don't have the time that these players need. I've no doubt that if we had Riyad Mahrez, prime Riyad Mahrez right now, that would be fine.
Yeah.
Bob, Savio, let them do. They'll come through, they'll develop. That'd be fine. But we don't have that played right now.
What do you think about this Liverpool game coming up this weekend? Which, as Alfie and I have discussed on air, I'm going on vacation on Friday, so I'm gonna miss the Liverpool game. I'm gonna be gone for
a fake days, fan.
So. Fake American plastic running away during the big City of Pool match. I missed it last year too, or last season because I was also on vacation. I've had 2 vacations this year, and they just happened to coincide with City Pool.
To be fair, City Pool games have been shit since 21-22. The only good City Pool game since 21-22 is at the Etihad in the treble season when we won 4-1.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a 4:30 in the morning kickoff. That was on my birthday. And I was freaking out when Mo Salah scored. I was like, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning on my birthday for this shit. And then it was like, oh, this is a great game. It was so good. Everybody scored. Except Haaland because he was injured. But Alvarez.
Yeah, Haaland was jumping though when Alvarez
scored. He was doing the Pazman.
Yeah. But yeah, the City Pool games are honestly overrated. I can't lie. They used to be good, but nowadays they're so fucking boring to watch.
Now that they're going back to their setup from last year, they're starting to play better. Is that bad? Because I would have thought when they were playing against Palace and on Brentford and all these teams and looking like absolute dog crap, I was like, oh yeah, we have a chance here to do some damage. But now they're kind of going away from that. He's stopping the experimentation. He's benching players that have been underperforming, and I'm just like, they actually are starting to look like last season, and I'm like, ooh, I'm a little nervous about this game. I will find some time to watch a replay of it.
I don't care, to be honest. I think at the Etihad, Man City can beat anyone right now. As long as our players are fit. If Haaland is out, we're done. If Donnarumma is out, we're probably done. So, but as long as Haaland and Donnarumma and Rodri are fit, I think we beat anyone at the Etihad in a big game, because you'll always have to alt results, but in big games, when we are there, when we're serious, I think we win, to be honest, at the Etihad this season.
They have Gareth Bale in the studio today. That's interesting. They can't because Carragher's at Anfield, so it's Gareth Bale, Henry, and Mika Richards.
Gareth Bale,
Gareth
Bale, to be fair, doesn't talk as much shit as Carragher.
Oh yeah. Usually they put Clint Dempsey in there, and I'm like, yay, America, but not today.
In Europe, it's like Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, they were good. That was a 0-0 final, kind of. Couple of chances at the end for Napoli, but the Frankfurt keeper came up with some saves, and Frankfurt had a good shot, but yeah, nobody scored.
Napoli stinks without KDB. I don't know. I don't watch them. Big up to Eton. Kovacic is injured. Yeah. What the fuck type of what is this bullshit, bro? So he just came back.
I actually looked it up. I looked up this injury because I was like, "What is calcification in the ankle?" Because Pep had mentioned it in I think the post game after Bournemouth, and so I looked it up. I was like, "What does this mean?" And apparently, it actually is. It is kind of common after an Achilles surgery. Maybe it's how you immobilize your foot when you're recovering from that. Whatever. I don't think he tore his Achilles, but like he did something to it. And so whatever the immobilization was, I guess it can cause like buildup of calcium in your bones. And so if it forms little like nodules or something, I guess that can cause pain.
Calcification. I've had calcification, not in my ankle, but in my knee. Which, by the way, that's the worst place to have calcification, told my doctor. So, yay. But calcification is not in the bone. It's when calcium builds up in your soft tissue, which makes it hard, hurts like fuck. Especially when you're trying. If you're sitting still, it's actually quite fine. But when you try to move, it hurts. And it hardens your tissue, so you're less mobile. It's pretty much when calcium builds up in your tissue. I don't know if it's common. Apparently it is after an Achilles injury. But it should not be that bad. It hurts a lot, but you recover from it. Depends on how. I mean, it can vary, right? If you have a lot of calcification, it can take a few months. If it's like a little bit and not too bad, then it can be maybe a month or 2 weeks. So I'm not sure how bad it is for Kovacic, but it varies with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I think it sounds like the surgery is just to remove the buildup.
Yeah,
just to get rid. They don't have time to wait, and I think that's a little nervous for us because like I'm really impressed with Nico G, but he's playing a lot of minutes, so he's going to need a little rotation. And I just think with the way that Rodri's fitness is right now, because Rodri is really struggling to get the match fitness, and he had another setback, and that took him out for a whole month. So we can't really count on Rodri right now. So I would feel more comfortable if Kovacic was an option because he's not a complete liability at the 6 like Tijani has been. I really don't want to ever see Tijani as a 6 again. I know we've only seen it 1 or 2 games, but I think both games, like the Al Hilal game, disaster. Aston Villa game, not good at all. And it's not his fault. I'm not blaming him. That's just not his role. And the Pep Guardiola 6 is like the hardest role in football. So that's also why I give Nico G so much credit for being able to learn that. So it would have been nice to have Kava as that third option. Plus he's, good fill-in as an 8 for certain games, like, these cup games or whatever. And the fact that he's not going to be there, like, I think we might have to buy a midfielder in January. We might, because for a deeper lying one. Because I don't think Bernardo Silva can do it in that many games. Because he's just, I want to keep him fresh and I want to play him as few as possible. So yeah, I don't know, but hopefully, get well soon, Kava. But I kind of had a feeling that we would. Oh yeah, hang on. Let me send you that. I'll send you. Do you want the YouTube link for that?
Yeah, the YouTube link. That's easiest. Then I can just put the YouTube link in. Foden hat-trick. A bit enthusiastic as always, Ethan. They're booing Trent.
They're booing Trent. Oh, I don't have the sound on. I have the game on, but not the sound. I gotta find it. Where is this other?
Up the pool. Back up Bonkers Liverpool, who has deleted half his messages for some reason. Liverpool will get booked. Pick up Earl. Bonkers, are you okay? Everything okay at home?
Where is this?
Someone in chat has had mad head loss here. Big up to Bonkers.
Mad head loss on this app? No chance. Never. Nobody ever has mad head loss on this app. Oh,
your behavior suggests you're either sad or angry. Calma, Hiki. Calma. You're supposed to be nice to the mentally troubled. Pick up Bonkers. I can't see what you said. You've deleted half your messages, but Sure. Big up, mate. Big up to you.
Okay, sorry, this is taking me way too long. There we go. Okay, I found the link. It's set up all weird. I'll send you the StreamYard for it as well, but we should probably head over there. I got to make some food really quick too.
Yeah.
We can continue our city talk on that stream too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna do another stream on well, not really Kelkster's channel, but let me set up the redirect here. We're gonna do another stream on TCF Extra or whatever it's called.
True City Fan TV Extra.
Yeah, True City Fan TV Extra. There you go. So it's just gonna be us two. We're gonna be doing a hate along. It's gonna be a delicious hate along. Redirects are not set on. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I can like set streams up, but I don't have like.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You need.
I can tell Patrick to do that for next time, but he's kind of busy today.
Yeah, so I'll just put the
Matthias
link
might
in
be
there.
joining us as well. So.
Yeah, so Matthias will be joining us. That's lovely. That sounds sarcastic. It wasn't. I meant that genuinely. That sounded sarcastic, but yeah, just go over to that link there. I'll put in. We'll be going live there, and we'll continue our conversation
right after we
there.
hang up here.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel here in the link because it's a new channel. It's got like 25 subscribers. Subscribe.
Oh, God.
And,
yeah, we need to get to 50 subscribers. Please help us.
Yeah, get this channel up to 50 subscribers, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
We'll see you there.
Adios.
Right. Bye-bye.